Hello, Scorpio. How you doing? How you feeling? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Thank you all for the birthday love. Thank you all for the birthday shout outs. Thank y'all so much for your kind words. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, September the 8th, 2025. September the 8th, 2025. I love you guys. Not going to hold you long, Scorpio. Spirit guys, what's in the energy for Scorpio? What's in the energy? No. Learning how to say no. Standing up saying no. Okay, maybe a lot of you already know that, but maybe you had to tell somebody no, you had to stop somebody. That's just what's in the energy. Spirit guides, talk to me for Scorpio. Desperation. Never do anything out of desperation, because in doing so, you may never regain your dignity or your reputation. Okay. All right. So someone's in your energy, or this is your energy, that someone could have came towards you. Let me get this right. There we go. Came to you out of desperation. Okay. Out of desperation, Scorpio. Whoever this person was could have been very forceful towards you. And when I cut the deck and I told you I seen the word no, I feel like you had to really stand your ground, whoever you are. Or if this is not someone coming towards you, Spirit wants you to not do anything out of desperation, like you really need this and you'll do whatever it takes for you to get it. Spirit will do not want you to never do anything out of desperation. I don't care how bad it is that you want it. Okay? Because one thing you can never regain, like this card is saying, is your reputation or your dignity. So as bad as you want it, if it's meant for you to have it, you will have it. Okay? So that's for someone. Tell me more for Scorpio Spirit. Yeah, happiness. Enjoying your happiness. True happiness come from within. Never allow anyone or anything to determine what makes you happy. Exactly. In other words, what Spirit Guides God is saying, don't go chasing nothing. Don't happiness is within yourself. If it's meant for you to have it, you're going to have it. If it's meant, don't go out there chasing it. Don't go out there in desperation like you'll do whatever, because you have to realize happiness comes within yourself. Now, this can also be for some of you that are desperate, just want love so bad, want somebody to love you on the same level that you love. You're wanting to be married one day. You may even want to have a child one day, or you just want to be in love. And what Spirit is saying, just continue to pour into yourself, because happiness comes within. Never go in desperation. Oh, I want love. Like really going out there and just grabbing anything. Okay. Or doing whatever, because you could never. One thing about your reputation or your dignity, you can never regain that once you have stepped out of desperation. Just stay within your happiness, okay? Never allow anyone or anything to determine what makes you happy. Okay? Spirit, tell me more for Scorpio. Yeah, continue with your confidence. Continue with your confidence. It's like, I'm not desperate. Okay, Spirit is saying, a lot of you like, I'm not desperate for a man. I'm not desperate for a woman. I'm not desperate. You know what I'm saying? I want it, but I'm not desperate. But some of you are in the energy like, I gotta have a man. I gotta have a woman. I'm ready to get married. I'm at the time of my life. Or whatever. If it's not love, it can be just in your life. Out of desperation. Sometimes we can do stuff out of desperation. That is to get money. It could be all kind of ways. What's your definition? Each individual one of y'all watching me, what is your definition of desperation in your life? Okay? If you feel like you're in that energy of desperation, I need you to step back immediately. Immediately. Okay? And it's all about the confidence. Never allow anyone to try to confuse your confidence with arrogance. Confidence is a trait to be admired, not feared or punished. Exactly. Be who you are. You are who you are. And you don't have to go out on this, even if you have love having come your way, or some type of opportunity having come your way, do not try to throw tricks and trades and desperation because you need this. You'd be surprised how a lot of people want, I got to do what I got to do to get this money. I got to do what I got to do. I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to go talk to him. I'm going to go talk to her. I'm going to do it myself. I ain't going to wait for him to come to me. I ain't going to wait for her to come to me. And then you end up wrapped up with somebody that's going to be somebody from the darn, what's that scary movie? Okay. All right. You're going to end up being with somebody from the Hellville. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see what this is. Vices. Whether we admit it or not, we all have our habits that don't serve us a greater good. Use the knowledge to become a better version of you. Okay? But do not, whatever you do, what Spirit is saying, do not do anything out of desperation. What Spirit Guides God wants you to do is pray about it. Want you to stay in your energy of happiness, in your energy of confidence, knowing who you are, and never let anyone, even if it doesn't matter whether it's a career, whether it's interacting with people, it doesn't matter. Anybody that you're interacting with, never let them think that you're desperate for it. As bad as you want it, don't let them think that you're desperate, because when they see you being desperate, whether this is your career, wanting a job, like you'll do anything to get this job, that tells the person that you would do anything that they will say. Now, even if you want this career so bad, or want this man so bad, or you want this woman so bad, or you want this situation so bad, never let them see that you're desperate to get it. That's where a lot of people mess up with in their lives, because they show desperation. And that's how a person can control you, is how you show up. Remember that. They control you by how you show up in someone's life, or for an opportunity to prove yourself. You show up as the woman or the man that you are. You just show up confident and happy, but never come from a place of desperation, because in the end, they're going to use that exactly against you. Even down to whatever the situation with, just letting them know that you'll do whatever. And a lot of times, whether it's company, whether it's moving up the ladder in a company, a career, a job, even a person, that if you come in with that energy and they see that you're desperate, yeah, they know exactly how to treat you. Spirit, tell me more. A lot of you have awakened to that. It's time to awaken to a new day and a new you. You are no longer a caterpillar. You are a butterfly. So some of you have had to go in, you went through a transformation about this. Okay, some of you, this is past tense. Some of you have awakened to this, that you used to be in the energy of desperation. I need this job. I need this opportunity. I need. And do you realize that the more that you need something, do you not realize a person will string you along or make you wait because you're desperate? When that's a relationship, business, it doesn't matter. When they see how desperate you are, that's when they put you on the back burner. When you let a person know, or let them feel that you're confident and that, I would like the job, or I'd like to be with you, but I ain't desperate for it because I know there's other opportunities. I don't care how bad you want the position. I don't care how bad you want that man or that woman. You never show up in desperation. Okay? Because That's when people know they got control of you. And that's when you find yourself being strong alone. You find yourself, they'll get to you when they get a chance. There, you'll find yourself, they'll pull your name at the bottom of the deck. That you'll get to the point out of desperation where they'll trick and do tricks and trades and lies and deception on you because they see you desperate and you'll fall for anything. If you don't stand up for something, you will be dragged for everything. And a lot of you realize that by going through this very thing right here. Now you're a butterfly. You know how to do it. You just stand in your confidence. You stand in your power, your happiness within. And, you don't go running, even if this is a job that you're waiting to hear back from. Even though it's an answer, it's like they ain't called me back, they ain't this, and you start blowing up their phone and emailing them to death and all that. Say, God, you desperate. Or you done met somebody and you calling them 1,000 times, and you, what you doing, how you doing, what you doing, how you doing, what you doing, how you doing, what's good, yeah. And you calling them 1,000 times. How you think somebody gonna look at you? How you think a person is going to perceive you? A boss, somebody in power, a relationship. That's coming from a place of desperation. Never let them see you. Never let them see you sweat. And I feel like some of you have did a lot of improvement on this. In life, there's always room for improvement. If you haven't, Spirit God said, some of you have, because this is a butterfly that has come out of a cocoon. So a lot of you have done a lot of improvement. Today, take a moment to see what you can do, what you can be doing better. Okay. Some of you awake and realize that, you let the person see your value. Your value should stand. Your value should show up for you. Okay, your confidence, your happiness, your confidence, your security in yourself is going to show up for you. You're not showing up out of desperation. Yeah, changing your perspective on life. There go that no. I said no. There go that no card. I said I seen it when I cut your deck in the beginning. Changing your perspective, saying no. Even if somebody coming towards you, okay, reverse the roles. If somebody's coming towards you out of desperation. And a lot of times we get that confused when someone is like, it just says a man that's been trying to get you for the longest, or a woman that's just trying to get you for the longest. And they just own you. And, before you realize, a lot of us used to think, oh, he really likes me. Oh, she really, no, they really crazy. They really desperate. Their intentions is not good anytime someone comes to you out of desperation. Okay, so Spirit is asking you to change your perspective on that. Sometimes in life, things become outdated or out of focus. This is a prime time to look at your life from a whole new perspective. You have to really define that word desperation in your life. Learning just because someone comes and they're showing so much interest and they're being so forceful, that doesn't make them want you. That makes them what is that? Those scary movies make them you got to look at them like something ain't right about him or her. Something ain't right about this career or business. Okay, why do you want me so bad? Some of you have learned how to say no. No is a word we all need to use more often and stand on it. We also need to accept and receive. It is a right of others. It is your right to say no. It is your right if you're not comfortable about somebody approaching you or coming at you. Like I said, reverse the roles. You can say no. A lot of you had to change your perspective on that because at some point in time, somebody thought that because somebody was just, chasing us down, and then they turn your life upside down. And then or a job that sees that you're desperate because you keep calling and call. And like I said, it's good sometimes. Sometimes it depends on what the situation is. But you don't call 1,000 times. You got to remember, you got to think about this. How you think is not how the person that's hiring you, the person that that they're not thinking the same way you're thinking. Tell me more, Spirit. Learn to say no and stand on it. Okay. Some of you got to watch out because the very person that is desperate could have anger issues. If you're coming from a place of desperation, okay, your expectations are not met, okay, creating frustration, express it in a healthier way. Sometimes when we are coming from a place of desperation, you become angry and you want answers, and Spirit wants you to learn how to balance, release, and grow from that. That you got to calm your nerves down. In other words, what Spirit is saying, calm your nerves down. Okay. Also, the person that's coming towards you or whoever this is that could be coming out of desperation, this is somebody that gets angry because they want it and you're not giving it to them, because somebody can be angry right now because you told them no, because and they got mad about it, and they were coming from a place of desperation, or this could have been somebody was just too forceful and you told them no, and that made them angry. Whoever this is need to do some work. You got to thank you, Spirit. You got to set boundaries. Okay. No boundaries. Difficult to establish healthy respect. Take care to ensure your needs are met. Respect, self-care, and limits. You got to set boundaries. Some of you have to learn boundaries, set boundaries when people are coming towards you out of desperation. Okay. You got to learn to say no, draw a line. Okay. I don't care what it is. Okay. Even if this is you. Okay. You must change your perspective and just be who you are, confident, but do not let the opponent see you desperate. Do not let the person see you desperate, because that right there, they say, oh, I can get her to do anything I want her to do, or him. Some of you have no boundaries. Some of you have no boundaries. Some of you have no boundaries if you're in a connection. And I feel like some of you, if you're with somebody, this is somebody that gets mad when you tell them no. And that's because some of y'all have spoiled somebody. Okay. You have spoiled somebody that you have always let them get their way. And when you say no, that makes them angry. And I feel like even if it's a child, and you have to learn how to say no. Even in a relationship, whatever it is, do not look desperate. Tell me more, Spirit. Ooh, okay. That card flew over there. What that is? Inner cosmos, okay? Inner cosmos, okay? To embrace the light, first acknowledge the dark. Trauma, seeking, or seeing go deeper. So some of you could have some trauma. This can go deeper. That's why a lot of desperation, a lot of not showing up and setting boundaries. A lot of you have made some improvement on this, okay? You have awakened and made some improvements. You have changed your perspective on it. But some of you need to unpack some trauma, okay? Some of you could have anger issues, okay? Out of desperation, you want it when you want it. Or you could be dealing with somebody and, you're going through a lot of that trauma. Yeah, you're going through some deception. Okay, I told you to lead to deception and everything. A slippery slope erodes trust. Honesty fosters connection and authenticity. Integrity, transparency, and trust. I feel like when it comes down to trust, you could be with somebody that you don't trust. I also feel like some of you could have met someone out of desperation. Okay. Also, this could be a lot of trauma that needs to unpack with setting boundaries, and stop. This desperation can come from a lot of different perspective from anyone that's watching this reading. So it's going to be different for everybody. When you learn how to not put yourself out there on a limb out of desperation, when you fall into something, you end up being deceived. Also, a lot of you need to confront your fears. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek: bravery, healing, and reclaim. Okay. A lot of you is fear. That's why you have, grown up into an adult, not, didn't set boundaries. And that's why you were deceived a lot. Some of you, you must learn how to say no and set boundaries. I feel like for some of y'all, like I say, this is going to definitely relate to everybody differently. Some of you are so afraid that you don't want to make nobody angry. Okay. Your partner angry. So you let them get away with a lot. It's like you may be in fear of your partner. And so that's why you haven't set any boundaries. Okay. Because as you can see, no boundaries in your partner, man and a woman there. So it's like you don't want to ruffle any feathers by saying no. Or this can be a child. You don't want to make this child mad by saying no, you can't. And you're awakening to the point that, you got to realize that if you don't set boundaries and if you don't draw a line in your life, period, it doesn't matter what interaction, it don't matter family, friends, job, career, relationships, or whatever, you must set boundaries. A lot of you may be in fear, okay, because you could have watched your mother or your father or your sister or your brother, your cousins get jumped on because, if you tell them no, or if you said no, it was a big problem in your household. Okay. And so a lot of you didn't learn to set boundaries. Okay. Some of you, had been in survival mode, desperation mode, and getting a relationship or getting what you want. And then you end up with some type of Chucky. Okay. Some type of Chucky, crazy person. Okay. Because you didn't know when to when to say no. Okay. So you got this beautiful card. This card is so beautiful. Shadow Blossom. You need both sunlight and darkness to bloom fully. Resilience and nourishing. Okay. So Spirit wants you to balance out even the sunlight and the darkness, the light and the dark, in order for you to grow. Find some balance. Find what is causing you to be so desperate that you want a man or want a woman or want this career or want this. And I know it's good reasons, but even if it's a career, you must stand back and let your value speak for itself. You don't have to go and make 15,000 emails or 15,000 phone calls, or you don't have to go in desperation mode. You sit back and you let your work speak for itself, or you let yourself, if this is a relationship, you let it speak for itself. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Okay? Don't go chasing waterfalls. Listen to that song. Okay? I love you guys. In my reading, there are lessons, blessings, and confirmations. But Spirit Guides God wants you to set boundaries. And whatever this is in your life that is going on, do not let it put you in the energy of desperation. It's time to do some self-reflection. Looking inward helps you seek what to improve to make better choices. Because if you're coming from a place of desperation, baby, you're about to run right into hell from earth. Until next time.